Welcome to the Generation Why Not podcast with Ruth Klein, a 6-time best-selling author, creative brand strategist, and book coach for small businesses, entrepreneurs, authors, mompreneurs, and professionals today. She is the president of the award-winning firm Expert Celebrity Branding, and the Wall Street Journal calls her the marketing maven. This podcast will be interviewing this generation, those who are doing things differently because of their perceptual shift of what success looks like, and who are driven by attitude, not age. They know anything is possible, and you'll hear how this generation feels the fear and keeps going anyway to achieve their goals and dreams, whether they be in business, sports, the arts, or lifestyle.
Hi, welcome to Generation Why Not. I'm your host, Ruth Klein, and so pleased to have you with us today. And I am excited to introduce you to just a wonderful, wonderful entrepreneur and educator. And I have to say, I met him on my favorite social media platform, Instagram. And it has been such fun connecting with people on Instagram, especially when they are so much fun as the person that you're going to meet soon. So let me share with you who we are going to be hearing from today. Dr. Anthony Baird is the principal consultant and manager of I Am Epic Enterprises, LLC. And it is an educational, personal, professional, and certainly an inspirational coaching enterprise that helps individuals to be the best versions of themselves. I so love that he recognizes that and that their talent levels can be assessed. He feels they can be further developed. They can be leveraged to all and want their skills and competencies increased and be able to be the best version of themselves. And Dr. Baird is an educator, a practitioner, a career influencer. Don't you love that? Career influencer and life coach, conflict mediator, motivational speaker, innovator, author, researcher, and wouldn't you know it, he's also a poet. And he is absolutely passionate and committed to the academic excellence, personal and professional development of all learners. And I would like to think that I'm a learner for the rest of my life. So please help me welcome Dr. Anthony Baird. Hi, Dr. Anthony. How are you?
Hi, Ruth. How are you? I'm great, thanks.
I'm good. Well, I'm excited to have you on the show today because I think you have so much to share. And I know that when I first met you and I saw your Instagram and your posts, I thought, wow, this man is inspirational. This man is into positive learning, into moving forward no matter what. And then when I had the opportunity to talk to you over the phone, I thought, I don't think I want to ever hang up. We just had so many things in common and our sensibilities were so similar. So tell us who you are and what you do with your words. I just read something that sounds quite impressive because you are, but now let's have everyone hear you say it.
Well, Ruth, I want to say first, all praises and thanks to God Almighty for giving me the strength, the courage, the knowledge, and the wisdom to be sharing my voice with your audience and with you today. I want to thank you for your work, your inspiration, your leadership, your vision, and your passion. I equally was inspired when I spoke with you, when I read your profile and learned of you. I said, this is a magnet happening, and I can't wait to connect with her. So the fireworks that we experienced when we spoke, it was genuine and it was real. So it's an honor to be with you this afternoon, and thank you very, very much. So,
I'm so happy you're a speaker because you're so good with words and it comes from your heart. It's so good. All right. So continue.
So for me, as you can hear in my words, I'm first honored to God. I'm a child of the Most High God, continually evolving and growing and learning and being stretched to be an impact into this world. I'm so grateful to have been alive, to come to America, born and raised in South America, Georgetown, Guyana. 1979, I came to the United States, and my first experience was the cold. And so I fell on the ice, landed, hit the ground, got up, dust myself off, and continued to move. Who would have thunk that was the metaphor for my life? That when you fall down, you get back up and you continue to keep moving. And so that has been the
Mhm.
mantra part of my life, coupled with all of the teachings that my grandmother shared with us when we were growing up, the importance of taking initiative, being faithful and disciplined to the Word of God, helping other people, not being selfish. Think about others at all times. And so, with that kind of philosophy at the core of who I am, it allowed me to navigate the landscape of the United States of America. I did my educational development here in America and went through some hard times understanding how to transition from Guyana to America, understanding how to read, how to write, understanding mathematics, because I was 12 years of age and trying to make sense
Mhm.
of what learning was. And so today, I am an avid learner. I'm a sponge. I have an insatiable appetite for knowledge and wisdom and learning how to use it to leverage other people's potential and help them to be their best self. A little about my background, my family. I'm one of five children. I'm a middle child, so I'm always the peacemaker, the negotiator, trying to find fairness
Yeah.
between people, and it allows me to live my life in a fair-minded kind of way. So I want what is fair, what is reasonable. I don't want what you have. I will earn my way, earn my stripes. I'm respectful. I'm honest. I have integrity, and I continue to evolve as a person.
I love it. I can tell that, and I can tell it with, your inspiration that you would. Do you find sometimes that you actually inspire yourself?
Yeah, it's the core chord that is plucked and strung in me that allows me to keep going.
Yeah, yeah. I often find that, sometimes a lot of times especially when I'm speaking or when I'm giving live events or when I'm with clients and when you're in that zone and then I'll think, wow, what I just said, that inspires me. And I would think just listening to you and you listening to yourself at times and having that authenticity and that natural chord that comes out so easily for you that you would even inspire yourself at times.
It's funny because today I was listening to a recording of a talk I did at Dennis Yarmouth High School back in April, and I didn't have the chance to really look at it in its entirety. And I actually sat with my thoughts and sat with myself, hearing my presentation and being a consumer of my own product. And I was awe inspired. I was like, wow, okay, look at the transition was great. Okay, you're moving and you're engaging and you're keeping it real and I just, well, okay, I'm doing the right thing. It just affirmed to me that
Mhm.
being authentic and being genuine and being myself and being natural in that form allows me to connect with people in that real way.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So I know that you're steeped in education, and tell us what makes you unique in the field of education, and particularly higher education, because you are a prof, a PhD prof. So how are you unique in that
What?
way?
Thank you for the question. I believe I get the people. I get the students. I want people to win every second, every minute, every hour, every day, every week, every month, every year. And so helping people to win and to feel good about themselves is at the core of who I am. And I don't play basketball. I don't play football. I enjoy sports immensely. I wish I was a boxer. I wanted to be a boxer. And realizing that my celebrity is not going to come to me in that way. My celebrity was the opportunity I was given to become educated and to become a leader. And so Megan Trainor has a song, "If I Was You, I Would Want to Be Me Too." And so I think about when I was who I was, I wish I had a me to help me further through where I was going and how I was developing. And so I have become that role model, that mentor, that coach, that facilitator, that teacher, that avid student, and appreciating that this is people's opportunity to transform their lives for themselves and for their families and for their communities. And so I don't take that for granted. And so I get who they are. I have an engaging style. I'm genuine, and my word is my bond. And so the students matter to me because they're paying for a product that we deliver. And we have to deliver on that promise from the time they come to the door to the time they graduate. We owe it to them to get what it is they're expecting and assuming they're supposed to get from this user experience as they interface with our space. And so what makes me unique is my commitment to excellence and being an example and an embodiment of what it is that they're trying to become. I become the looking glass self. I become that mirror of it is possible and you can do it. Because if you understand my story, I would not be here if I didn't make the choices that I made. So you too can do it because I'm going to help you. I'm going to support you. I'm going to encourage you. As long as you're committed, I'm going to be right there with you.
Let me ask you, I love that. What's one of the most important choices you ever made in your life that got you to where you are today?
Never ever say that I can't do something. Never ever giving up on myself. Never ever quitting.
So I love that. So was there a pivotal time in your life where you made a decision and you made that choice to be better in business, to have a better life?
I realized in understanding my grandmother's story. She's 98 years of age, Miss Elma Small. She was my mentor. She was my leader. She was my strength. She was my rock. She taught me how to appreciate the Bible, the Word of God. My grandmother was an entrepreneur. I learned from my professor Robert Sinclair at UMass Amherst. He was teaching me about curriculum, and we read the book by Mitch Albom, Tuesdays with Morrie, and we talk about the curriculum being all around us. And the exercise was for us to write a letter to someone who helped to shape the curriculum that is guiding your life. And it was my grandmother to whom I wrote this letter. And really appreciating and reflecting on who she was and what she did for the family and what she represents with an 8th grade education. So I am the legacy of my grandmother's vision as I understood it. And so it was with my actions and my commitment to making something of myself to represent the family in a high regard, knowing that education was going to be my celebrity. I did not want to be stupid and dumb as I was called when I was growing up in 5th grade, and people poked fun at me and they bullied me and so forth. And so I wanted to defy that negative stereotype that was upon me. And so today I'm proud to say I have the highest degree in the land in education.
Which is a PhD, correct?
It's an EDD in education leadership from Johnson & Wales University.
I love that. Okay, I love that. So let me ask you, why were kids picking on you? And was this in the U.S.?
Yes.
Where was this?
This was in the U.S. I lived in the Bronx. I was in 5th grade. I had an accent, as you can tell slightly, and I was jeered and bullied, and people were making fun of me. And there were a few teachers. One teacher said to me, these students here seem to learn just for today, and you seem to learn more for a lifetime. And when she said that to me, I was so empowered to continue to learn. So my reading score levels went up, my math score went up. I graduated from junior high school 22 with merit. I went to Utica College, Syracuse University. I studied mechanical engineering, involved in that for 3 years. And then somebody asked me to be the president of the Black Student Union, and I wrote my first speech. And I haven't stopped talking since then.
I love that. I love let's go back because that is just fascinating. When we chatted, I had no idea. So it sounds like, we know that 1 second can make a difference in someone's life. And it sounds like one teacher made a huge difference. Certainly your grandmother made a huge difference in your life, a family member. And now it sounds like someone in education, a teacher, was pivotal in helping you to become who you are today. Tell us about that a little bit more. And what was it besides those words? How did it make you feel? How did she know? How could she tell that you were a learner forever and not just for today?
Thank you for the question. I really hadn't had a chance to ponder this in this way, but I can remember the teachers at junior high school 22, starting from the principal, Mr. Green, was very good. I remember Mrs. Greenblatt, who was my math teacher. I'm remembering Mrs. Copeland back in elementary school, and Mrs. Goldstein in elementary school, and so you remember individuals that were pivotal in shaping how you thought and how you felt about yourself. And I learned something from Mr. Richard Pimentel the other day. And he said the best thing you can do for a young person is to tell them that you believe in them. And so she believed in me and recognized, even though it seemed as if I was going at a slower pace, she recognized that I was a consumer of knowledge and information. And so with that consumption, I increased my lexicon, I increased my vocabulary. I love words and the etymology of words, and I love syntax and stringing words together to make sense and meaning. I love phenomenology. And so when I think back on how I become where I am, it was in my DNA. It was in my cultural upbringing, but it was a teacher that affirmed it for me that it's okay to learn the way you learn, because the way I learn matters today in how I deliver my speeches and how I deliver my messages to the audience that I share it with.
I love that. There's so many pieces to that, isn't there? And it, you being in education, it just reminds me again how important our educators are, from kindergarten, fifth grade in your case, junior high, high school, and even college. It's remarkable. It's remarkable what someone pivotal and someone in a position that we feel would know can either make us or break us in the educational world.
Yes. It matters when somebody say, you can do it. Don't give up. I'm standing here with you. I've taken those lessons to bring that kind of teaching and methodology when I'm mentoring my own children. I remember times when my son had to study for an exam and he was tired, and I said, well, go on and lay down. I'll wake you up and set the alarm. And I remember kept keeping my bedroom door open while he was sitting at the table. And every now and again, I would check in and see, are you okay? Yes, I am, Dad. Okay, good. You can do it. Keep going. I role play what I wish I had when I was coming through. And I tried to deliver it because I knew how it would have made me feel to know that someone is standing there with me.
Mm-hmm. I love that. You said the things you wish you had heard.
Yes.
Love that. So it's very obvious why you are so passionate about what you do and being able to help your students be the best they can be.
I have a mantra where I say, I love acronyms. Again, back to my learning. I had to learn smart. I learned by association. I learned by using acronyms. And so I can abbreviate certain words, and by using the acronyms, I can remember what it is, right? So, for example, BYB, bring your best, bring your best, and BYB, better your best, and BVOY, best version of you. So I say, bring your best to better your best, so the best version of you can be realized. And so these techniques, these mnemonic devices, I think it was a teacher that was talking to me about memorization and how do you remember for a long period of time. We learn by mapping and learning by association. And so education and teachers and influencers and mentors and coaches, we can make a difference in whether someone succeeds or whether someone fails. And when a student is paying and making that human capital investment or making that sensing decision to go or not to go, they're hoping and trusting that the return on that investment is that they're better for it from a personal development standpoint. They're better for it from a professional development standpoint. They're better from it from an educational standpoint. And they now can go out there and leverage what they have learned. So what I try to do in my workshops and my seminars, and what I ultimately want to do in my online courses, is to show and give people the techniques, the I Am Epic method for being successful from an educational standpoint, personal and professional development standpoint. It's so important for people to know what they don't know. It's so important for them to understand, and it takes time and patience. So I want to give them a paradigm and an approach that will empower them, give them the confidence to negotiate and leverage their unique selling propositions that's within themselves and solve problems for the world and know that they're deserving and they're worth it, and not to settle.
I love that. And not to settle. Let me ask you, have you ever settled in your life?
I have settled in my life.
How
When
so?
I settled in my life when I was powerless, and when you're young and you have and want to do certain things, and people tell you that you can't do something, not yet, wait your time, wait your turn. The belief I had in myself is that I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So I had a high belief in myself, and in my family, we were raised to be confident, not arrogant, confident and respectful, and never to have doubt about what we can and can't do. We were always pushed out into the front, and having fear was a sin. Having fear prohibited you from becoming what you're meant to be. On the opposite side of that fear, Ruth, is the beauty for the ashes that you're deserving, right? On the other side of your hesitation, on the other side of your doubt, is the beauty of what you're deserving, what's rightly yours. So in my role, my job is to help you believe in yourself and the power of inspiration, ambition, and motivation, because it's right there. It's right there. And so I know now not to settle when I'm deserving of what's on the other side of doubt, fear, or somebody giving me this limited belief.
I love that. Love that, love that, love that. Dr. Anthony, I'm telling you, I don't want this to end either. It's just a repeat. History repeats itself once again. I could listen to you go on and on because you have so many important, powerful points, and they're just as real today as they were 100 years ago, and most likely 100 years from now. So thank you so much for sharing your heart and your wisdom and your philosophy with us today.
Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for the time. I want to leave the audience with a few words. Rene Descartes says, I think, therefore I am. How you think can be a manifestation of your reality. Your thoughts are things, so be careful how you think. The universe is listening. Aristotle says, to know thyself. Know yourself to be approved. So study and learn and know. Because once you know who you are, your confidence increases. No one can tell you otherwise once you know who you are. You now become a person of excellence, a person of worth, a person of honor, a person of power, and a person of wealth. And so believe in yourself and the power of I am. Repeat to yourself, I can, I will, I am.
I can, I will, I am. Love that. Thank you so much, Dr. Anthony. Really, really appreciate your wise words.
My pleasure. You were awesome. Thank you for the time and the opportunity, giving me a platform.
Absolutely. Oh, my gosh. Yes, definitely. Definitely. Thank you again. So what an incredible opportunity that we just heard Dr. Anthony Baird share with us. And I just wanted to touch upon a few highlights for me, and I'm hoping they're highlights for you. It's interesting that I'm going to call him Dr. Anthony, because that's how I know him. At the age of 12 years of age, he was trying to make sense of education. Isn't that amazing? And he learned at such a early age the opportunity that learning had for him as a person and to be the celebrity, if you will, in education that he wanted to be. And that he learned that one of the best ways to teach is to role model for his students. And I loved how it's interesting when we can see an opportunity that we have for something, we tend to appreciate it more. And it's very much what I heard again and again, the appreciation that Dr. Anthony has for education, for learning, for the higher education, for a student, for the whole educational process, for himself. And when you can see that opportunity, then that appreciation is so much greater. And I heard so much of that. And I'm hoping you did. I'm sure you did in Dr. Anthony's voice as well. And when he said that he's a mirror that his students are looking through a looking glass. And the whole idea is that they can do it too. He did it. And if they understand his story, they'll certainly understand that they can do it as well. And I loved this one comment that he shared. Who's shaping the curriculum of your life? Isn't that, that's just over the top beautiful. Who's shaping or who has shaped the curriculum of your life? And quite honestly, let's play it back. Whose life are you shaping their curriculum? And so it was such appreciation that had the opportunity to hear a man that is completely passionate about an area of living and life. And he shows up and he role models and he truly is the glass, if you will, the mirror for I Am Epic. Thank you so much for joining us today for Generation Why Not. And until then, knowing that anything is possible, because at the end of the day, why not?
Thank you for joining Generation Why Not. We look forward to receiving any questions you may have, as Ruth will be answering them on this podcast. Follow Ruth.Klein on Instagram or email rklein@ruthklein.com. Until next time, a short reminder that success is driven by attitude, not age.